In this video, I want to tell you about a campaign that we ran for 2 different law firms. It was an identical campaign, same ads, same landing pages, same targeting, same budget, same everything. Now, each campaign generated 300 leads. But lawyer A signed up 0 cases. Lawyer B signed up 75 cases at an average case value of $5,000 per case. Now, I'm going to let you do the math on that. But as you can see, one of these law firms won huge on this campaign, and the other law firm didn't really, they actually lost money, right? So it was a pretty big loss for lawyer A here, right? So what's interesting is I called lawyer A and I said, what happened? Like, we signed up, we got you 300 leads. None of them turned to, like, what happened? How did they not turn into clients? And he said, well, the problem was I couldn't get anybody on the phone. I called and nobody answered. So I asked him, how many times did you call? And he said, well, I called once, maybe twice, right? Which means he really only called one time. Let's be real, right? So I called lawyer B and I was like, this is absolutely amazing. You turned 300 leads into 75 cases. We had another attorney that we did this exact same thing for, and he got 0 cases. What did you do? How did you do it? Because he said he couldn't get anybody to pick up the phone. And what lawyer B told me was something that was absolutely amazing and something that really has shaped the way that I give law firms advice really from here on out, right? He said, yeah, nobody answers the phone the first time you call. Think about how much spam you get on a daily basis, right? People calling about your car's extended warranty and they're trying to sell you this and trying to sell you that. Nobody answers the phone the first time. He's like, we have a really cool system that we use called 3 times 3 ways. And I was like, what is 3 times 3 ways? Well, what he told me is that every single day after a lead calls, the first day, this is day 1, they get a text. And the text says, hey, this is attorney, and then it says his name. Just calling to follow up with you, and we're going to see when would a good time be to talk, right? Now, what happens is he sends this text message, and he waits about 10 to 15 minutes, and then he calls them. So they get a text, and then they get a call, right? Now, the reason that he waits about 15 minutes here is because if you've ever seen it on an iPhone, where sometimes you'll get a phone call, and it'll have the phone number, and then it'll say maybe, and then have a person's name. That comes from the text message or your emails. If you send a text message that says this is, and then your name, and they open that text message, now that's the key, they have to open the text message, then when you call, it's going to say maybe this person, and that is going to make it much more likely that they're going to answer the phone. Now, that's not the end-all, be-all, right? That's just one little tip, right? So they get a text, they get a call, and then they get an email. Now, if they don't hear back on day 2, they get a text, they get a call, and they get an email. If they still don't hear back on day 3, they get a text, they get a call, and they get an email. Now, he has found that 3 times 3 ways is the sweet spot, but he's done this. He told me that he had done this up to 5 days. He'd done this up to 5 days. So at some points, people are getting 15 touches before they'll mark a lead dead. Now, here's something else that's cool. Some of our campaigns, we're able to track people, and when that happens on social media, he also sends them a DM. And then he sends them a DM on day 2, and a DM on day 3, and a DM on day 4. My point is that the repetition here and having the system to actually follow up with a lead resulted in this law firm making this amount of money, whatever this number is, versus this amount of money right here, right? This lawyer right here runs his law firm like a job. He runs his law firm like a job. He's the one who does the casework. He's the one that answers the phone. He's the one that calls people back, right? This attorney right here, attorney B, he runs his law firm like a business. And what he did is he actually put a system in place. Like, he's not the one doing this. He doesn't sit there and text and call and email and DM and then text and call. He has a team that does this, right? But he runs his law firm like a business. So if you can get anything out of this, first of all, it's that follow-up is the key. The fortune's in the follow-up is what they say. But secondly, you've got to figure out a way to Turn your law firm into a business and not a job. And when you do that, that's when you start getting real financial freedom. And that's where you start being able to live the life that only others dream of. So I hope you like this video.